Hi, this is Pearl, and today I'm reading Little Pilgrim's Progress, Christiana, Chapter 54, The Beginning of the Pilgrimage. "You must rest in my cottage for a little while," said Goodwill. He brought the children into a cool, quiet room where he desired them to stay until he came for them. "Oh!" exclaimed Christiana when they were left alone. "How glad I am that we are here!" "I think I ought to be more glad than any of you," said Mercy. "I was so afraid," continued Christiana, "when we knocked and nobody answered us. I thought perhaps we had had our long walk for nothing, especially when that dog barked so dreadfully." "The worst time was when you were all gone and I was left behind," said Mercy. "I didn't like to knock again, until I looked up and saw the words carved over the gateway. Then I knocked as hard as I could." Christiana smiled. "You did knock," she said. "I thought you meant to force the gate open." "Well," said Mercy, "I couldn't help it. The gate was shut, and that fierce dog must have been somewhere near. You would have knocked loudly if you had felt so frightened. Was Goodwill angry? What did he say?" "He was smiling. I don't think he was angry. But I wonder why he keeps that dog. If I had known about it, I am not sure whether I should have dared to come. However, we are safe now, and I am very glad indeed." "So am I," said Mercy. "I think I will ask Goodwill why he allows such a savage dog to be near the gate." "Yes," said James. "Do ask him, Mercy. We are afraid it will bite us when we go away." So when Goodwill returned, Mercy asked him why he kept the dog. "It is not mine," he answered. "There is a great castle not far from this gate which belongs to the wicked prince. The dog lives at the castle, but he can run along his master's ground until he comes close to my cottage. Then, when he hears the pilgrims knocking, he begins to bark. The wicked prince has taught him to do this, and once or twice he has broken the fence and has bitten a pilgrim. But I always open the gate as quickly as possible, and you know the king's servants must not be frightened when danger is near to them." He laid his hand gently on Mercy's head, and the little girl looked up at him. "It was wrong of me," she said. "Another time I will remember and trust the king to take care of me." Then Christiana began to ask Goodwill about the way of the king, and he was ready to answer all of her questions. Afterward, he told the little pilgrims to wash themselves while he prepared a comfortable meal for them, so that they felt rested and refreshed and able to go on their journey. The garden of the wicked princes lay close to the way of the king, but a high wall had been built by the king's servants along the roadside, so that the savage dog could not see the pilgrims or come near to hurt them after they had passed through the wicket gate. A number of trees were planted in the garden, and their boughs hung over the wall and made a pleasant shade. Christiana did not know that the garden belonged to the castle, and she allowed the children to walk near the wall. Presently they saw that some of the trees were full of fruit, and as the branches were quite within reach, Matthew began to gather the ripe berries. "You should not do that," said Christiana. "The fruit is not ours, and perhaps it is not wholesome." "It is very sweet and nice. I would not eat it if I were you." James and Joseph were wise enough to listen to their sister, and they threw away the fruit that Matthew had gathered for them. But Matthew felt vexed, and said to himself, "I am nearly as old as Christiana, and I know quite as much as she does. The fruit is very good." So he went on eating it. Thank you for listening.